All right, welcome back to Ion Radio and our ACES Scouring Sands campaign. Today we're playing our third mission. It's mission number 8, Uncovering Plans. So we'll go through the briefing and just kind of talk about what we're thinking here. So we now have a location, and it's time for the Ion Raiders to investigate the Jade Falcon reconnaissance post. This forward base will need a thorough investigation, and if discovered, we'll need to seize control of the data core from the local satellite uplink before the Falcons can destroy any valuable intel that may be gathered here. So this will require a more delicate touch than most of our battle mechs and most mech warriors are capable of. The longer we remain undetected, the better, so we're going to decide to approach the outpost at night. That will have some special rules. We'll get to those in a minute. There is probably no avoiding conflict entirely, but reconnoitering as much as possible before shots are traded in the dark would be the wisest course of action. So we are, right now you can see the base. A couple things that are worth noting before we get into it. It is night, so that it's a +2 target modifier on all of the attacks. There is one exception. The center building here is illuminated, and you can see that now. And it's within 6 inches is an area where it's lit up, and you do not get that +2 bonus if you are in that area. Now, we decided to do a little bit of initial reconnaissance. Did cost us 200 support points. However, we are now able to bring another 60 PV worth of units into the mix. So we took that into account and went from basically 5 mechs that we were thinking we were going to have to 6. So we're kind of excited to have an extra heavy mech coming with us. We shuffled up all the waypoints. There are 3 markers on turns 2, 4, and 6. We don't know what any of these are yet. And then we also shuffled up the other 9 waypoint markers that are on the screen highlighted here. We'll get into our force as we bring the units onto the board, but it is worth noting right now that there are enemy forces on the board. There are 3 elementals currently placed in the northern region of the map. One behind the building in the center, that is the commander, and then there are 2 other elementals, all the same, flanking on the left and right side of the map. The big building in the center does have 2 medium emplacements that are ready to blast away at any incoming mechs. Primary objective for us is to retrieve the data core hidden somewhere on the map. We will locate the satellite uplink, and then 1 unit must access its data core and escape with the findings. We're going to make the assumption that's a special waypoint objective. And then secondary, there are 3 hidden units on the board. It's 100 points for each waypoint that we reveal with an enemy, then an extra 100 if we destroy them. We have 7 turns, or when there are no forces remaining on one side or the other. So, John, here we go. We are looking to start turn 1. You have any thoughts here before we get going?
It will be interesting to see. Well, it's just the luck of the draw. We've been very lucky so far in the campaign with surviving. So as we move on the table, like my guess is going to be like this one over here is going to be where the uplink is, just because of random luck. And I'm just hoping that these 3 aren't the hidden mechs, because that would start the battle right off the bat.
Right away. And it's worth noting that this edge here is our deployment edge, so we're going to be coming on here. So yeah, John, I'm thinking that's an enemy mech, that's an enemy mech, and that's an enemy mech, just because it'd be funny.
Yes. So let's roll up initiative. We're going to be the blue dice. They're going to be the green dice. And they're going to win initiative, so we're going to have to move on first. So we're going to start with the star adder on the board. This is our commander. It is redlined, and he is going to come on the board, getting his 10 movement and getting 2 TTM. And we've placed this edge token on the dark side, indicating that we are still hidden.
Second mech we're moving on to the table is going to be the rifleman. This is Gravehammer piloting him, so he's just going to move straight up, hang out right here by our little plateau. Again, undetected marker is next to him.
Our first elemental with Ambusher Infantry, card 276, is going to be balanced if there are enemies that have activated within 24 inches. It's going to be targeting the yellow, which is going to be the rifleman for the lowest TTM, and it's going to jump to try to be in line of sight to the least amount, so it's going to move right here. With the battle armor and the jumping TTM, it's going to have a TTM of 3. Okay, we're going to be moving now the Scout onto the board, and he is going to attempt to scan this waypoint. So he's going to be just ground moving. He's going to be hiding behind this building, so we have barely line of sight to it, and we have a TTM of 3. Now we're going to be moving the Loki Mark II, and this is piloted by Freddy. And he's just going to ground movement onto the table right about here. And he's going to be backing up the rifleman and the Bloodass with a TTM of 1.
All right, we're going to activate the elemental here. It's the yellow one. And we're using Ambusher Infantry card 316. Looking through the list, we're going to take the cautious approach. The nearest mech to this battle armor is the Scout. So we're going to be jumping, and we're looking to maintain a line of sight on target, and there's really only one spot that this elemental could potentially do that. And again, they're just searching, but for whatever reason, they've decided to jump on top of the building, and there we have it. TMM is going to be 3 after the jumps, battle armor, and everything else.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move the spider on now. And the spider is just going to run up to here to be in range of that waypoint in front of us with a TTM of 3.
So Barfly is on the flea, which is appropriate for Barfly being on the flea. Finally, so you're welcome. We sat down, we kind of looked at this. We've got 2 moved elementals, and we are going to run the flea up to here. This is kind of an interesting convenience. We are outside of a foot from the elemental group over there and just inside from the group here. We still have line of sight to this waypoint, so we're actually in kind of a good spot, John, where only one unit right now could potentially detect us.
Also, we are just outside of the detection spotlight.
Right, so we have managed to keep all of our units in the dark. We're running dark, so no lights are currently on any of our units. So right now, Jade Falcons don't know we're here, but that could end quickly because we have one more elemental to move. The Commander Elemental is the final group to move on the Jade Falcon side. We're using Ambusher Infantry card 436. Running through things, the flea is within 18 inches, so we're going to use a balanced approach. And that is going to be the target of movement. We're using jump. We could go jump into the woods, but we're trying to stay within attack range of the flea. So moving into least number of moved enemies target and attack ranges. So John's moving it right here, just within our 6-inch jump here, and it's going to land there. There's no way they're getting out of the range of the Blood Asp, and then they're either getting the flea shooting at it or the Loki, and if they move straight at us, it'd be more mechs. So this is going to be the spot that we've got them in. We're first thing here, end of movement phase, we are revealing waypoints. We're going to start with this one, which is the one we are most curious about. John, Waypoint Golf.
Waypoint Golf. Your forces proceed through the compound, doing its best to mask its movement in infrared signatures. So far, so good. If any of your units are still undetected, players automatically win initiative next turn. Woo!
Yes, hey, that's
amazing.
good. I'm good with winning initiative, John. I'm good with winning initiative.
Okay, so here, pause it a little bit.
Yeah.
This is our first one, and it turned out to be really good.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned because all of our units are here. Okay, John, we got two more.
You pick, I don't care.
You know, I'm going to take this one. This one here, India.
India. You could have sworn there was something here, but it's just an empty cargo gantry, partially covered by a discarded camo net. No effect.
I'm good with no effect. I'm good with no effect.
Our luck is going to run out very shortly.
It is. I'm concerned, John. We got this other one here that we have to flip. I don't want to. So here we go. Lima.
Lima. You find the building with the satellite uplink. Time to get to work. That data is not going to download itself. Leave this waypoint face up and place it on top of the adjacent building.
Okay.
This building has the satellite uplink terminal. One of your units must end its movement within 2 inches of the uplink building and survive until the end phase to download the data. If the unit survives, pick up the waypoint and place it on the unit's card. The unit must now escape to complete the objective. If that unit is destroyed while carrying the data, the sortie is a failure. Are we in 2 inches?
We are within 2 inches.
Are we going to do this in like 2 turns?
I mean, we theoretically could.
Wow. That was, wow.
I
lucky.
was seriously expecting not to win initiative next turn.
And there to be mechs on the table?
Yeah.
I honestly think we could just withdraw at this point. Almost.
I mean, we probably
This is going to be the fastest mission of all time.
I'm okay with that, John. But let's.
We still have waypoints on here, so we'll have to see what takes place.
That's
but
right.
For the record, my son is my 3-year-old son is the one who randomized which one just went where.
So before the end of movement, we've got one more thing, and that's where enemies make detection rolls. So because we have these little markers here that show that we're undetected, because it's nighttime, all the enemies will make detection rolls. So one at a time, in the order of the ACES card priority number, each enemy unit that is not immobile rolls 2d6.
Okay, so this is going to make its detection roll first. We are just outside of 11 inches, so we will need to roll a 12 to detect. Nope.
Okay, I'm good with that. Next one is the yellow one.
This elemental is trying to detect this mech. It is at 11 inches, and it has partial cover, so it will also need a 12. 6 yes, it is detected.
Wow. All right, so that marker goes.
Okay, so the commander now is going to attempt to detect the flea. It will need a 12. It does not. Only one of our units gets detected. Okay, shooting phase. We decided, like, theoretically, we should be able to claim this objective this turn and get it off the map next turn. So why bother shoot anything currently? The spider's already been revealed, so we're gonna just take a free shot, basically, at this turret because it's illuminated. We need a 2. We're gonna roll it just in case I get lucky again and get a 12 to give it a critical. So here we go. Nope. 2 damage.
2 damage. So now we're going to fire on the Jade Falcon side. And we've got a couple shots, but not a whole heck of a lot, because the only thing we can really shoot at is the spider.
Yes, so we're going to start off with the orange elemental on the other side of the map, shooting at that spider, needing 10s because of night and being so far away.
Here we go. Here's our 2 sets. And we got a 9 and a 6. So
ooh,
it
close.
missed.
Our next shot is going to be from the yellow elemental on top of the building. Even though it's on top of the building, it still can't see, really, the spider, so it's going to be needing 11s to hit.
Again, 2 sets of dice, John, and we have all misses. I'm liking this so far.
Okay, last shot is going to be from the top of this building. The emplacement is going to shoot some autocannons down at it, and it's going to be needing 10s. This knight is really helping us out.
All right, so here we go. 1 die roll. Does the spider take any damage? It does not.
Okay, so that's going to conclude all of the shooting. End of phase things. Our flea has technically ended its movement within 2 inches of the building, so we're interpreting it as it's going to collect the data right now.
Here we go, John. It has data.
Perfect. All damage is applied, and we're going to be now checking the commander card.
Take a look at commander card, going through the options. There is an enemy within 24 inches of any of the units, so that goes with a TMM of 3 or more. We move to card D.
Okay. And the last thing, we're going to advance the initiative token, and we're going to be revealing a waypoint on the turn 2. What waypoint is it?
John, waypoint Bravo.
Bravo. You detect a stirring nearby, and a new heat source illuminates your nav display. The immobile enemy unit nearest to a player unit becomes active and joins the search. If no waypoints have been revealed yet, which they have, advance the turn tracker 1 space. If this waypoint was on turn 6, read 8M. So nothing happens, because we don't have any immobilized units that are on the board. And we've revealed a waypoint, so we don't lose a turn. So if you just try to avoid looking at the waypoints, the game will get done really fast. Okay, let's get on to turn 2. Okay, start of turn 2. We have a feeling this is going to go extremely fast because of the building discovery by the Scout last turn. We automatically win initiative. With that win, that means they have to move first.
So the 1 elemental here that's going to move, it's the orange one, ambusher card 116. It's taking the balanced approach. The nearest enemy is the Scout. It's going to jump, it's moving towards the target, and unfortunately it's trying to get the least amount of line of sight from all the enemies, but there's really nowhere it can do it without moving and maintaining the ability to attack the Scout. So it's going to land there as in its patrol.
Looking at the board, we have the objective. We can move off the table edge, and that's what we're going to try to do. So we can sprint with all of our units and escape the board edge.
Huh. And that pretty much ends the mission.
Yeah, so I honestly think we're going to just skip the rest of movement now that we can. The Scout with sprinting can move.
The flea, yeah.
Or the flea can move 33 inches sprinting.
Yeah.
So it's off the table. All of our other mechs can move off the table. We just stepped on, we can just step right back off. So I think we're going to call the game here with a pretty resounding victory for us. Okay, so the outcome. The raid on the forward observation point earns you the keyword Early Recon. Named pilots earned 100 SP each.
Nice.
Wow. You've covered documentation and interviewed enough civilians pressed into service to get quite a bit of intel on Star Captain Conrad Sender's operations and how he and the 8th Falcon regulars maintained their chokehold on this planet. With time and cleverness, you have everything you need to continue the liberation of this world, and then the Star Captain himself flickers to life on multiple screens throughout the base as a recording is played.
You have suddenly become unignorable, as have the Apolachian civilians roused by your action and motivated to commit their own acts of defiance. Very well. If you are so hungry for my attention, you may have it. Meet me if you dare. Bring whatever spokespeople you have found among disgruntled Apolachians. You may provide security to them as they air their grievances.
Next steps continue to Sortie 10. Okay, so coming back for bonus, because
This is a short video.
this is a short video and we're going to just do some bonus footage here. Ken's argument is maybe we had to stay another turn to collect it, which I disagree with, but we're going to play it out anyway. So we played it out as if turn 2 we had to stand there. We moved everything according to what would have been on the board. This guy stays against the building, is out of line of sight of 2 of them. This one failed a detection roll.
Right. So
it can't be shot at anyway.
And we go into turn 3.
3.
It doesn't matter if we win or lose initiative. It's off. So we will win at the end of turn 3 anyways.
Regardless.
So that's done. But now, John and I have been really curious how bad this could have been.
Okay, so we're going to reveal quickly all of the objective points.
So if you guys are interested in knowing what the objective points are on the map, we'll point those out, and then we'll give you a mini spoiler alert before we start talking about what those would be.
Because we just really want to know where all of the mechs would have shown up. Okay, ready? Let's read them in order.
Yep.
D is going to be the summoner.
Yep. This would be the summoner.
Yep.
All right. We're going to put him over here.
And what it says is replace the waypoint with the summoner. It is immobile for now, so it wouldn't have activated. So that's where that comes in too.
So if one of these was the summoner,
it would have activated on the next turn.
which would have been bad.
So what's interesting about that is it's treated as immobile,
Yeah.
which means that we could have fired on it on that turn.
Yeah.
As if it's immobile. So if it was that one or this one, we would have just annihilated it with all of our 3 mechs at an immobile rate. But with the dart, we would still have been a +2.
Right.
We would have killed it off before it
would
even
have-
activated.
Which actually I kind of like that. So okay, what else do we got?
Okay, E.
It's the one way back there that we were thinking was going to be the.
That is going to be the rifleman.
Okay, rifleman goes over there. Same thing. Starts out in mobile.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay, now F is going to be the howler. Oh, okay, so the howler was right.
And that was one we were thinking of going after, but figured that'd be the next turn.
Yeah, we couldn't reach it.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's also immobile. So then G.
G we grabbed.
We grabbed H.
Yeah.
H is no effect.
Mm-hmm.
I.
We grabbed so K
K
and
is
J. Or
J,
J and K.
And K illuminate those buildings.
Oh, okay. So, and that would have been
6 inches.
6 inches. So, boom, we would have been seen. We would have been seen over there. So
I mean, this is the best, obviously best outcome that we could have hoped for. But even if the mechs were there, we would have annihilated them before they activated.
With the unit we had. And then, John, just to humor me, and again, spoiler warning for those folks that don't want to know this, what are we looking at with the...
A is the immobile enemy unit with the highest PV becomes active and joins the search. If no waypoints, it gets advanced.
And then what about C?
The undetected player unit nearest to an enemy unit is now detected.
All right, so
Or it moves forward.
Basically, the way it would have worked out is
It
if
would've-
we would have run those, it would have been activated that next turn.
Yes.
So,
What's interesting is not all 3 of those get activated.
Yeah.
So that means out of the 3 mechs, even if we discovered all 3 of them first
Right
turn,
away.
they wouldn't have activated.
Right.
The immobile enemy unit A becomes active. B, the immobile enemy nearest becomes activated. And C, one of our units becomes detected.
Oh, it doesn't actually interesting.
So we had this one in the bag from the very, very beginning.
Yeah, we didn't even need to spend the 200 points. So
absolutely
the downside
not.
was we dropped 200 SP for
That.